Erev Tov Rabotai. Chanukah Sameach. We're still in Hanukkah a little bit, right? We're almost finished with it now. But anyway, I want to tell you some things since we're close to Shabbat. Let's talk a little bit about Shabbat. One of the things, they say in the Talmud and in the Shulchan Aruch is that Ezra Sofer, right, he was metaken. He made a takana. What was the takana? That a person should, to get ready for Shabbat, he should do laundry. When is the day for laundry? Thursday. Yom Hamishi. Right? That's the day that a person is supposed to do laundry. So, a person, if he can, if he has laundry to do, that's the day to do it. So, why did Ezra say to do laundry on Yom Hamishi and not Yom Shishi, not Erev Shabbat? What's the reason why? Because if you do laundry on Yom Shishi, you won't have time to do the other things, to get ready for Shabbat. Cooking, cleaning the house, getting ready, bathing, right? Cutting your nails and all these kinds of things you have to do. So therefore, Ezra said, you know what? Let's do Thursday for laundry, and then the rest, whatever is closer to Shabbat, we'll take care of it on Friday. So this way, you have time, on Yom Shishi, to do all the other preparations which are more immediate to Shabbat. But the question is like this, right? Since Ezra made this takana to do laundry on Yom Hamishi, what about, if a person didn't do Yom Hamishi and he has some laundry to do? Can he do Yom Shishi? Can he do on Friday or not? That's the question, right? Or does he have to, wait till the next Yom Hamishi? So, what's the answer? So the answer is, that nowadays, really, the truth is, the way we do laundry is not the way they did laundry in those days. What does that mean? There, right, they did everything yadani, with the hands. They did, you know what I mean? So it was very hard to do laundry. It took like all day, They had to go to the river, and put the clothes in there and rub them like this and all kinds of things. And it was a big job to do laundry, in those days. Nowadays, Baruch Hashem, what do? You press the button. That's all you do, right? So it's not so hard to do today laundry, It's not a big deal. Even a man can do it, A man can go down there to the laundry room, right, and do it himself, if his wife is busy. What's the big deal, right? No big deal. So the thing is that since it's not so hard to do laundry in our times, just a press of a button, so therefore, if a person needs to do Yom Shishi, a laundry, he wasn't able to do Yom Hamishi, he can do, it's okay. No big deal. He can do. Because it's not going to take away too much time from your preparations for Shabbat. That's the thing. But lechatchila, a person should do Yom Hamishi. Because this was a takana of Ezra Sofer. He said, do laundry on Yom Hamishi. What's Yom Hamishi? That means Wednesday night and Thursday day. Right? Not Thursday night. That's already Yom Shishi. That's already late, right? A little bit. That's the thing. So, okay, we understand that, right? Let's talk about something else also. Another thing, the Rabbi said, when you're getting ready for Shabbat, Yom Shishi, there's a few things that they wanted you to do, right? One thing is to, be mesader the bait, everything should be mesudar, everything should be clean and neat. Don't come into Shabbat with a messy house, mess, like balagan. It's not proper, you're not kabod for Shabbat like that. So therefore you're supposed to make your beds, the table is also supposed to be set before Shabbat. Don't wait till the last minute, until it's already dark, and then set the table. You should set the table before, a little bit early, Why wait till the last minute? That's not the proper way to do things. So a person, always, also, when he's doing the table, you shouldn't have the table, just like the wood. It has to be covered with a tablecloth. Mapa, That's the way it has to be. So, a lot of people don't know this, by the way. They think, my table looks nice. I have a nice looking table. So I'll just leave it like that. But it's not covered for Shabbat like that. To leave it uncovered. So you have to put mapa, right? The tablecloth. Bye, Baruch Hashem, Ishtabach Shemo. There are some people, who have a nice table. They think, oh, it's a nice table. I don't need nothing.
Why you want to put hot plate on a just a clean table?
Right, of course. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Of course. It's common sense, whatever, right? It's pashut. So anyway, right, the person should have a tablecloth on for Shabbat. That's one thing, So make the beds, everything is nice and made and clean and neat, right? And also, in Israel, there's a big problem over there, by the way, with something. You know what the problem is there? That there's a lot of dust in the air, avak. So because of that, the house always has dust that accumulates, So what happens is, like you go, from Yom Shishi to next Yom Shishi, and you see, right, you look at the floor, it's all dirty, the The floor is dirty. So you got to do, to mop it up a little bit. You got to do, they call that in Israel, sponja. Do the sponja, So you got to do that every Yom Shishi in Israel because the floor gets really, really dirty, because of the dust over there. It's a dusty place, what can I tell you, right? That's the way it is, there's a lot of dust. There are reasons for that, whatever. But anyway, the point is, right, that if your floor needs to be done, you should sweep the floor, you got to do, if you need sponja, do the sponja, right? Do the mopping, whatever it is you need to be done, everything should be nice and clean. The house should be looking nice and beautiful, on Shabbat, right? Also, there should be lights on, that's also on Shabbat, that a person has lights in his house, Don't come into Shabbat with a dark house, like some kind of, haunted house. That's not Kavod Shabbat. So the thing is, something interesting, that the rabbis were metaken because of this to light candles, for Shabbat. What's the reason why they said this? The reason is because, we want you to have light in the house, so you're not going around in the dark. There's two reasons for this. The one is because on Shabbat, right? When you have light, you feel good, you feel happy. When you're dark, you're like, ugh. You don't feel happy like that. You're not satisfied like that. So that's the reason. There's also another reason, because they said that because of Shalom Bait, because you have lights in the house, because when there's darkness, it causes fights, people start fighting like that. That's what happens, So that's another reason. So we have Oneg Shabbat and we have Shalom Bait, right, for the candles. But the thing is, that if you don't have light in the house, but nowadays, right, we have electricity. So that's the thing, So what's the main light? Is it the candles or is it the electricity? So the truth is, there's a machloket in the rabbis, amongst the rabbis in our times, What is the main light today? Is it the candles or is it the electricity? So since it's a machloket, some say this, some say that. So when you make the bracha, when the woman lights the candles in the house, what she should do, light both, light the candles and also the electricity together. So the bracha will go on both of them. This is the best way to do it, right? It goes on everything, the bracha, and this way, right, the house is well lit, and this way, right, on Shabbat, you enjoy Shabbat like that. Otherwise, how are you gonna enjoy Shabbat without that? So candle lighting is very important, right? So let's talk about also the physical things, which is that a person should, take a shower before Shabbat. There's a big mitzvah to take a shower, to take a bath, whatever you do. I don't know what you do. You do a bath, you do a shower, whatever you. Today, most people do shower, right? No, most people today don't do bath. It's too much time, too much this, too much water, whatever it is, right? A lot of trouble. It takes too much time. People today do showers. So if your minhag is to take a shower, like most people, make sure Yom Shishi, you take a shower. You know what I mean? That's coming to Shabbat nice and clean. Smelling good, everything nice, right? You don't want to come in like that, dirty and sweaty. That's not kavod for Shabbat. So a person should take a shower. That's very important. The Ramah says, by the way, in the Shulchan Aruch, he says that the best way to do this mitzvah of taking a shower is like right before Shabbat. Not in the morning really. He says do it like right before Shabbat. Why? Because this way, when you get out of the shower, you're gonna put Bigdei Shabbat right away. Clothes of Shabbat. It's all nice and clean and everything is good. That's the best way to do it. But if a person couldn't do it like close to Shabbat, if it's too late for him, he can do also in the morning. He can do it, in the afternoon, 12 o'clock, whatever, right? You can do also. But the best way to do is like this, do a shower and go right into Bigdei Shabbat. Put on your Bigdei Shabbat. This is the best way to do it. Okay, so whatever, right? Each one does according to his ability. Also another thing, right? A person should do, if he needs to shave, he should shave. Doesn't look neat, doesn't look clean, whatever, right? Also the hair, right? You need to cut your hair, do that too, right? Whatever it is, right? If you don't look good, make sure you look nice, like you're going to a chatuna, like you're going to a wedding, right? You shouldn't be any less than that. Just like when you go to a wedding, right? Make sure you look nice and clean and good, presentable. Same thing when you're going into Shabbat. Same idea, right? So also another thing, important thing is to cut the nails. So what does that mean? If your nails are long, especially, right? You should cut them. Because it's not kavod, having big nails like this, look like a crazy guy. It's not mechubad. So therefore a person should cut his nails also before Shabbat. That's another thing, right? And you should know, by the way, that it says in the Gemara that the nails, there's a sakana with the nails, danger. So what does that mean? That if you throw the nails on the floor, and somebody passes over it, you could get hurt because of this. It's sakana. Because, why? the nails are tameh. So there's ruach ra on the nails. There's an evil spirit on the nails, you know? So that's why you don't want to throw it somewhere on the floor, you know, like this, and have people walking over it. Dangerous. They say, by the way, the big danger, you know, with the nails, you know what it is? If a pregnant woman, you know, passes over the nails, she could lose her pregnancy, lo aleinu, you know, lose it, lo aleinu. You know, so that's why the Gemara says, you know, a person who's tzaddik, what does he do? He doesn't leave the nails on the floor, you know, something like that. He always throws it away, you know. Today, what do? Flush it in the toilet, whatever it is, right? Throw it away, you know. Don't leave it like in the open for somebody to, lo aleinu, right? Somebody to get hurt like that, you know. But the truth is, they say, it says in the Yalkut Yosef, that this is only for women, the sakana, you know, but the men, there's no sakana for the men, you know. So if you don't have like a woman in your house, it's not so bad, you know, if there's no woman there, you know. But if there is a woman, be careful, you know, or you have maybe a woman coming as a guest, you know, maybe she's pregnant, you don't know. How do you know? You know, sometimes a woman is pregnant, you can't see it yet. It's just the early pregnancy, you know. So you never know, right? It may cause her a problem. So this way, right? That's the reason why the nails should be always put away, you know, that should not be in the open. So that's also kabod Shabbat, you know, you're coming in with good nails, clean, shaven, right? Everything is good, and this is the way you come into Shabbat like a melech, you know, right? And a person should do everything on time, right? Not late, you know, everything last minute. You know, there are some people like this, you know. You ever see some people? They're like, you know, 5 minutes before Shkia, you know, they're running in the shower, you know, 5 minutes before Shkia. Now this is time for shower. Too late already. What took you so long? You know, do everything on time, you know, make sure you have enough time, you know, to do the shower, to get dressed, to get everything ready and go to the shul, right? And go to the synagogue. Our friend Boris, you know, one time he spoke to me about this. There is a Gemara like this, you know, I told you, if you remember, there's a Gemara that says that the minhag, right, in Am Yisrael, is that they come to shul late on Shabbat, you know, not early. Remember I told you one time about this? There is a Gemara like this. So what does this mean, you know? What it means is that if they do usually shachrit, let's say on Shabbat, right? 7 o'clock, 6:30. So on Shabbat they do like 7:15, 7:30, you know, a little bit later. Why? Because this gives people time to rest a little bit, you know, on Shabbat. To sleep a little bit more on Shabbat, you know, to sleep. So that's why we come late. Also, you know, they come, also Erev Shabbat, they come late. Why is that? Because they're getting ready for Shabbat, you know? So it takes them a little time, you know? So they're coming a little bit late. It's okay, you know? No big deal. So there is a minhag like this. This is the way Maran used to do, Alav Shalom, you know? That on Shachrit in the morning, he used to do 7 o'clock on Yom Chol. But on Shabbat, he used to do 7:30. You know, in order to mekayim this minhag, you know, a little bit later. That's the way it is, you know? So it's no big deal. I remember, you know, I'll tell you guys, I want to start Avid, I don't want to keep you too long. But I remember, you know, in the old days, in my younger days, there was a shul over here, you know, before they built the Rachaminov shul. You know, before they built that one, there was Ashkenazi shul over there, you know, Shtiblach, Rabbi Eichenstein. You remember this guy? You ever hear him? He was a Hasidic. You remember, right? That's where I met you. Yeah. Okay, so right, a long time ago. Right? Yeah. We're old timers. Right, so we used to go with Eichenstein. So Eichenstein, right, this rabbi, he was Hasidic rabbi, you know, Ashkenazi, and he used to live there also. He had a house over there. And, you know, when they built that new building, they demolished everything, you know, and they built a new house, whatever. Right? But he had a shul over there, you know, so over there, what it was is that when we used to come Erev Shabbat, you know, to pray over there for Mincha Arvit, it was late, you know, like just like the halacha says, right? He used to do like, right before Shkia, Shabbat, you know, like 10 minutes before. This is what a lot of the Ashkenazim, they do like this, you know, like 10 minutes before Shkia. They do mincha. That's very good, Baruch Hashem. That's according to the minhag. So it's all good, Baruch Hashem. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen, amen. Rabbi Hananiah ben Kashomer, that's the Kadosh Baruch Hu l'zik l'Yisrael. Leficha achir ba lahem tu'amot tzur shomer chafetz leman tzitlo yagdil Torah v'yadir.